vision that it must be consistent with the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Have you had the chance to go over that agreement at all?
That was about maybe 15 years ago or 20 years ago when I was a young lawyer. Yes.
Okay. We'll take a break for a few reminders and then come back to Dr. Miriam Defensor Santiago live. Okay, we're getting a lot of calls here, but I think some calls of support you might be interested in. Herbert Buena, Makati. Isa po akong tagahanga ninyo. The whole youth organizations of Makati supported you, and up to now we're having a vigil. More power to you, and we're praying that you will win. Alvin Mercado, San Juan, congratulations. God bless you. Vicky Bioli Pineda, Ayala, Alabang, huwag nyo na lang pong pansinin ang reklamo ng mga talunan. Hintayin na lang po natin ang kalalabasan ng official counting ng COMELEC. There's a lot of it. But there are also some very pointed questions. One recurring question is, since you since you have a thin lead over Secretary Ramos, suppose he wins, what will be your reaction?
First, let me question the premise of that inquiry. Sabi niya, thin lead. At maski sa dyaryo ngayong araw lamang na ito, mapapansin natin, ang sabi ng nakakaraming dyaryo, my margin is getting wider, samantalang meron talagang pinipilit na slim lang raw or narrow lang yung lead na iyon. Kaya maski doon sana ay makikiusap tayo sa media, kung maaari lang sana, please confine yourselves to the actual facts and please refrain from speculation because it only triggers unrest in the minds of the public. Ngayon, ang question niya ay,
what will you do if he overtakes and leads you in the counting?
unang-una, bakit tinatanong natin na ang taong nanguna 3 araw na ay baka masapawan pa ng isang tao na hanggang ngayon ay number 2 lamang? Ano naman ang base natin para itatanong yan kung hindi manggugulo lamang? Dahil in the natural order of events, a person who has been number 1 for 3 consecutive days, and not only number 1 in the days of the actual electoral tabulation, but has been number 1 in all the presidential surveys for over 2 years, and for over 24 survey exercises conducted by reputable survey firms. Kung ganito, then we must grant that person the presumption of a natural momentum so that if she is number 1 at this stage, she should naturally be projected to be number 1 at the end of the process. Isn't that so? So the question assumes an unnatural development. It assumes that an aberration will prevail towards the end of the process. That is the presumption of that question. Ang isang tao pala, 2 taon na, buong kampanya, at itong buong panahon ng pagbibilang ay palaging number 1. Bakit pa tayo nag-iisip na itong magiging number 2 ay baka siya ang manalo? Kaya maliwanag na yung mga nagtatanong na iyon ay nag-iisip na lang talaga ng gulo. Pero ganun pa man, sasagutin natin para lamang maliwanagan. Ano raw ang gagawin ko kung mangyayari iyan? Unang-una, magugulat ako. Kamukha lang ng mga 25 Pilipino na nagboto nung Lunes. Magugulat silang lahat dahil maski pa inot-inot ngayon ang lumalabas na resulta, maliwanag na pare-pareho. Talagang nakikita natin na ang gusto pala ng tao ay reforma sa gobyerno at ang gusto pala nilang kandidato ay yung nagiging number 1 itong 3 araw na ito. Kaya kung sa ultima ora ay may lalabas bigla na balita na ibang tao ang nanalo, lahat ng Pilipino ay magugulat. At normally, ang tao pag nagulat siya is already subject to the passions, the intense passions of the moment, and might become emotional. So as much as possible, we must keep these exercises cerebral. We must not descend to the level of the visceral, which is what some sectors are apparently trying to do with all their baseless speculations at this point. Ngayon, kung mangyayari iyon, nakakapagtaka dahil sa buong karanasan ng bansang Pilipinas, hindi pa nangyari ng isang kandidatong pagkapresidente na sa unang 3 araw ng bilangan ay nangunguna, 3 araw buo iyon, ay nasapawan pa ng isang kalaban niya. Hindi pa nangyari yan sa buong kasaysayan ng ating bansa. Noon pang napakabagal ng ating means of communication na hindi natin nakukuha kagad ang resulta galing sa iba't ibang mga puok ng ating bansa, ngayon pa kaya na meron na tayong high-tech means of communication and transportation na madali na nating malalaman. Kung mangyari man iyon, titingnan natin kung anong sasabihin ng mga nakakaukol na mga opisina sa gobyerno. Unang-una na ang Commission on Elections elections. Kung sabihin nila na mukhang maayos naman, eh ba't hindi natin tanggapin iyan kung yan ang talagang gusto ng sambayanan? Pero kung halimbawa, ayon lamang sa ating batas, lalong-lalo na yung prinsipyo na sinasabi ng Korte Suprema, the principle of statistical improbability. If applying that as a rule of thumb, then that development, which is speculated upon by the person who raised the question, comes forward, it might possibly not be acceptable to the Filipino people.
Okay, we'll switch to programs because there are so many. By the way, have you gotten reports on slow canvassing? Because you know, on our DCRH, we've been getting complaints about slow canvassing. Have your leaders said anything about this kind of slow canvassing process in the province?
I believe so in our campaign headquarters. Pero for me, this is a matter of moment to the campaign manager. I'm the candidate, and these are organizational and methodological problems. So they're trying to iron it out at their level.
So you have people monitoring all over the country too?
Oo. Kaya lang malakas ang loob kong tumakbong pagka-presidente at pumasok sa politika dahil alalahanin natin, Louie, buong buhay ko hindi pa ako napasok sa politika.